A loan signing is making bold statements about handling the pressure, a big name in the manager race, major injury news that stunned the interim boss, and a key player is back in training. It's been an eventful 24 hours at Celtic Park, but first make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Benjamin Arthur's start to life at Celtic has been intense. No slow build, no quiet introduction. He has gone straight into games that define Celtic's season. The timing matters. Celtic are deep into a title race where every point shifts the mood. Bringing in a young centre-back on loan is one thing. Starting him in that run of games is another. His first start came against Aberdeen, with Dane Murray pulling up in the warm-up. It was a massive ask of Arthur. Win your duels, clear your lines, don't overplay. He stuck to that. There were no risks in his game, and that told you what the coaching staff wanted from him. Then came Ibrox. Different level. Noise, pressure, mistakes punished. He handled it. Not perfect, but steady. He competed physically and kept his focus when the game turned. Motherwell was a different test again. They had more of the ball. Arthur had to step in and use it more. That is where you start to see how he fits when the team are on the back foot. Speaking on Friday about how quickly it has all happened, the message was simple from Arthur. No overthinking. Just get on with it. He said, "It's been great so far. I had my first start quite quickly, and since then it's all been positive. Pressure makes diamonds. For me, the most important thing is to dominate as much as I can. If we keep doing the right things, we'll be successful." That part about pressure fits his situation. He has not been protected from it. He has been put right into it. You can see what he brings. Size, presence, a willingness to defend first. He is not trying to be something he is not. That helps in the Premiership. There are still rough edges. Positioning can drift. Decisions on the ball are still basic. That is expected at his age. For now, the role is clear. Come in, win your battles, keep the game in front of you. If he keeps doing that, the minutes will continue. Whether the returning Austin trustee comes straight back in on Sunday at Tannadice is still up in the air. Now for the main story, as Motherwell manager Jens Berthel Asco is high on the list of candidates to become the next Celtic manager ahead of the summer. Asco has led his side to fourth place in the Scottish Premiership, behind the leading three of Hearts, Celtic and Rangers, in a massively impressive season. A 3-1 defeat at Parkhead last time out came as a blow to their already ambitious title hopes, but the manager has earned high praise for his team's displays. The Celtic board have been impressed by what they have seen from Asco. Celtic are accelerating plans for their next manager ahead of what will be a busy summer, with the arrival of a new boss and likely a busy transfer window. Former Aberdeen CEO Keith Wyness said on the 15th of March that Asco would be a good fit for Celtic and is currently the leading contender. His transformation with Motherwell this season has highlighted him as one of the top bosses in Scotland, while his knowledge of the league is a useful asset. After the failed appointment of Wilfried Nancy, the Celtic board hoped to appoint somebody with more knowledge of the club and the Scottish game. Asco has emerged as a clear example of that specification, and while other options are still being considered, he has risen high on their list. Football Insider explained, "Yeah, look, because of what he's done at Motherwell, Jens Berthel Asco is definitely in the reckoning for Celtic and high on the shortlist. He's really transformed Motherwell since his arrival. They're sitting in fourth place, and they were outsiders for the title race before that defeat to Celtic. We know at Celtic there's going to be big changes there in the summer on the managerial front and on the recruitment side of things. So Berthel Asco will be somebody that will definitely be in their thinking. Obviously, he knows the league now as well, so that would be in his favour as well if Celtic want to bring somebody in as manager next season with the experience of working in Scotland." Despite Asco emerging as one of the leading candidates for the Celtic job, they are still assessing a number of alternatives for the position. Martin O'Neill has done a good job in his interim role and hopes to set them up for the summer by winning the league, which will make the next boss's job easier. Among those being targeted is Robbie Keane, who is highly regarded at Celtic and has emerged as one of the favourites for the role alongside Asco. Keane's foray into coaching has seen him take charge of Maccabi Tel Aviv and Ferencváros, following spells as an assistant manager at Ireland, Middlesbrough and Leeds. The ex-Spurs forward is still in position at league-leading Ferencváros after taking over in January 2025, and he led them to a top-flight league title last season. In other news, the way Kasper Schmeichel's injury came out still feels strange. There was no build-up, no clear warning from the club. Instead, it surfaced live on a CBS broadcast, with the goalkeeper speaking openly alongside his father Peter. That moment caught people off guard. Supporters heard it there first, so did many inside the game. It was raw and unfiltered, which is not how these things are usually handled. In the days since, there has been a clearer picture. The injury is worse than first thought. Surgery is required. The timeline stretches well beyond the end of the season. Martin O'Neill has now spoken about it, and his comments show how sudden that shift was from the club's side. He said, "I must admit I was surprised by its severity. I knew he was having injections to play some of the games, but that's not a great remedy. I didn't realize how bad it was, so I'm disappointed to hear the news. I don't think that went terribly well from what he was telling me. It caused a lot of inflammation, doing the exact opposite of what was intended. He was making decent progress at the time, but then he went back. To find out it's too bad to continue is unfortunate. We've all done it. I did it myself many years ago, trying to play through injury and get an injection to get through a game. I didn't know it was as severe as it turned out to be, potentially career-threatening because of his age and things like that. If that was the first announcement, I would have preferred to hear it myself." That admission stands out. The Celtic boss did not have the full picture. The update came late, and it came publicly. It also explains the last few months. Schmeichel had been playing through it. Injections were getting him onto the pitch, but they were not fixing the problem. From a football point of view, Celtic have already adjusted. Viljami Sinisalo has stepped in and kept his place. The defence now works with a different voice behind it. For supporters, the frustration is understandable. News like this usually comes from the club first. This time, it didn't. Now the focus moves on. Schmeichel faces a long recovery, and Celtic move into the run-in without their first-choice goalkeeper. In other news, Alistair Johnston returned to first-team training at Lennoxtown this morning, offering Celtic a timely lift as the squad prepares for Sunday's trip to face Dundee United. The right-back has been out for an extended period, working through his recovery step by step. Seeing him back with the team is the clearest sign yet that he is moving into the final phase. It is no longer just rehab work on the side. He is back in the rhythm of training, which usually points towards a return not too far away. There is still caution around his involvement this weekend. Johnston won't feature at Tannadice, with the focus instead on building him up properly, rather than rushing him back into a demanding away game. That approach also ties into the international break. Johnston will travel with Canada next week, but there will be no minutes for him. Manager Jesse Marsh has already made that clear. The plan is for Johnston to train with the squad and stay connected to the group, not to play in the friendlies. From a Celtic point of view, that keeps the priority in place. His return needs to be managed around club fixtures, not short-term international friendlies. Lastly, Lee Glover's presence at Celtic's Lennoxtown training session earlier today has sparked some curiosity, with the Doncaster Rovers head of recruitment spotted watching Martin O'Neill's squad up close. At first glance, it stands out. Glover has no past working relationship between him and O'Neill. That shifts the focus straight to his current role. He is no longer a coach. He is working in recruitment. Clubs at Doncaster's level rely heavily on loans. They look to teams like Celtic for players who need minutes. Watching training gives a clearer picture than any report. That's all the latest Celtic news for today. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one. Hail, hail.